Patrick,
Yes.
how does it feel being the former head boy of the elite high school?
It is a very big privilege. What it feels like is actually a lot of things. The biggest is the pride.
I know.
Yes. And when people see me, they should see what an elite boy looks like.
If we can go anywhere further, very many people out there don't know whether it is elite or elite. What is
Yeah.
it really?
The right pronunciation is elite high
Elite.
school. Yes.
How about those that say it as elite?
Well, we would know that you are an outsider.
What is elite high school?
Elite high school is the best school in Uganda, East Africa. Maybe it's just an example.
We'll be back to the Bridge Talk Show. To those tuning in for the very first time, my name is Victor.
Well, my name is Derek Tumwebaze, the Bridge Talks where stories meet. And today with us, we have a very special guest with us, the former head boy of Elite High School in Entebbe. He will introduce himself. Many of you could be having a question what his name is, and he is.
My name is Ashuza Patrick, and it's a pleasure to be here. It's a very big honor to be hosted on the Bridge Talk Show, and I can't wait to contribute to any of the questions coming forward, and hopefully I'll give the best of the representation of Elite High School in Entebbe.
So, Patrick Ashuza, as you've said, I hope I don't pronounce it wrongly.
That's all right.
So, someone out there would love to know who Patrick Ashuza is, because particularly they would love to know why it is you seated in this seat today.
Yes, let me maybe first start by apologizing for the brief and short introduction. Yes, like I earlier said, I'm Ashuza Patrick, and I'm a Form 6 graduate from Elite High School in Entebbe, the famous school.
You're from Elite, the sounding Elite High School in Entebbe.
Yes, the very one.
Oh.
And I'm also a born-again Christian. That goes very big. It's actually the biggest thing that I think is attached to me. Even before being head boy, I'm a child of God.
The name of the Lord should be blessed.
Yes, always. And maybe the other thing I can mention is that I'm passionate about music. I did BCM, so I think science. My mind tunes more to science, technology, innovativeness, which is among the values we promote at Elite. And I also love people. I love talking to people, meeting new people. And yes, I would say I'm a social person. I'm a dynamic person. I believe that at least entangles what I am or what I stand for.
All right. Thank you very much for that. Patrick,
Yes.
how does it feel being the former head boy of the elite high school?
Well, I think that question has been the most asked to me, even when I was still head boy. But I will begin where I've always begun. I always say, and I'll still say it again here, in front of our viewers and on this panel, that it is a very big privilege. That's what I would say. It is something that I've always taken with pride and honor, to be able to be the face of the school, the beacon of the student body and the student fraternity at Elite High School. And so what it feels like is actually a lot of things. But I think for me, the biggest is the pride.
I know.
Yes,
I know.
Yes, I really feel proud to represent a larger body because I'm just the face. There's a lot more people behind me that I should come out and stand, and when people see me, they should see the average or the what an elite boy looks like, what an elite student looks like.
If we can go anywhere further, I want to be guided, and I know, not I only, but very many people out there don't know whether it is either elite or elite. What is it really?
Yes, well, thanks. I wanted to actually hit on that. So the right pronunciation is Elite High
Elite.
School. Yes.
How about those that say it as elite?
Well, we would know that you are an outsider. Yes, what I mean is...
So that says it's elite.
Yes, when you say elite,
an
we know that
outsider.
you are a visitor.
Okay.
Not necessarily an outsider, but we would know you are from the outside as a visitor. But when you go to the dictionary, elite, 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 all of them are actually right. But of course, since it is a a name of a big institution, then it has the right way to pronounce it. And in this case, it's Elite High School. Yes.
So I'm sure again, very many people out there would love to know what is elite high school. You know, is it a place for the only the privileged? Because we see a lot of things transpiring at elite high school, and very many people have that question. The conduct of the students, you know, the well-being of the students, the way its events and sort of it strikes a lot of questions towards the minds of the people out there. What is elite high school?
Especially when it comes to their standards of living. Yeah.
Oh, well, Elite High School is, first of all, I believe it's the best school in Uganda, East Africa, Africa. It could even compete on the world standards. But when you ask or when you talk about the lifestyle or the standards of elite, yes, the standards are quite high. But when I say high, I don't want to be misquoted to our dear viewers. Elite high school standards being high does not necessarily mean that the fee structure is on the roof, or that the things that they, let's say, sell at the canteen are too expensive, or that they require this and that. When I say high, first of all, our second core value after putting God first, it is excellence. And that means that when you join elite high school, when you become a student, they expect you to conduct yourself to the best level of discipline, maturity, responsibility for self and others, and putting God first with all you do. And so when they look at some of the things that we do, our lifestyle, yes, it looks to be maybe very, very exotic and let's say expensive, but that is because every student takes it upon themselves to represent the school in the best way possible. But Elite High School as a school is actually very accommodative. Our fee structure
Are
are
you sure?
very sure.
No, of course, very many people would love their children to be at elite high school, and the first turn off they get is that they think this school is very costly
Okay,
or
then
very
let me
unaffordable.
allow me to clarify.
Yeah.
Our fee structure currently it is 1.7 million. That is
1.7
per
million.
term. I mean per term. That is actually very affordable, right?
Very affordable.
Very affordable to even
Wow.
the
Very affordable.
Yes, to even the middle class, because many schools currently you find they're at 2.8, 3 point something. Just that I wouldn't want to mention, but many schools, even our neighboring schools in the area,
Beyond that.
are beyond that. So when what's happened is, of course, as a first entrance, there are some fees that come with the admissions, development. So you could go up to 2.4, 2.7. But
Elite High
at
School.
Elite High School Entebbe, the only one. And you find that per term, when you're a continuing student, you are paying only 1.7. So that is just a misconception. Elite is very affordable. And even when you join the school, there is nothing that they're going to require that will be very expensive. When you go to our supermarkets, our cafeterias, our dining halls, the food, which is of high quality, because we have procurement that makes sure that everything that's entering is of the best standards. And so even when they're in school, they are actually very affordable. Even beyond many schools, you would be shocked. Students feed well because of the services and the diet that is provided. Yes.
Where do you think the public goes wrong when it comes to maybe interpreting elite high school? Because we, the people, or even the public,
Yes.
we actually know, or we have seen, even on media,
Yes.
that elite high school is actually for, we take it for the privileged.
Yes.
What do you have to say about it?
I would say a couple of things, probably 2, 3, 4. The first thing, like I said, elite students are students who are proud and sounding. I hope so far I've demonstrated that. And it's not just because I was a prefect or I'm the head boy.
You say they are proud. Isn't being proud something that is bad?
Pride has two contexts. There is pride that makes you feel like you are an island, that you are beyond others. But the pride that we have as elite students is because we believe our school is the best, and when we come out, we want to highlight that. So the pride we have is how you would be proud in your dad or your mother, whereby you believe they are the best.
It is the pride that is patriotic.
Yes, a patriotic pride.
Wow.
Thank you for bringing the right word. And so I was saying, first of all, it's that every student of elite will want to extend our qualities and core values to the communities where we are. The other thing is when you look at our facilities, they are world class. I don't see any school that comes close to us when it comes to the facilities. And so when you look at the buildings, when you look at the labs, the swimming pool, the stadium, which is actually almost done, it's going to be among the biggest and the best. When you look
In the country,
I believe it will compete in the top 3 or top 5.
top 3. Oh my God.
Yes.
And it having the best facilities, it must be very expensive.
That's what makes elite the best, because right now it's the most affordable. When I say affordable, I mean when you look at the standards, what we offer and what is there, it's actually even very astonishing that we are able to offer those services considering the facilities and the price that we have put up. And so I was still telling you, apart from the facilities, which are world class, you can also talk about the events that we hold, the prom, which is, I believe, a very still hot talking point.
Yeah, you've reminded us of that prom.
Yes.
I think it was your year of study.
Very
Where
much.
the head boy?
It was actually my year. That is last year.
Where is that guy of the chopper? We are looking for him. Remember, was he a Form 4
he was,
student or-
he's a Form 6 graduate, just like
Form
he's
6.
a friend of
So
mine.
we are still waiting for the results.
You will not be shocked. You will be very, very proud of what you will produce.
Are you sure?
I can confidently say.
We'll look for you again.
Trust me. And so I was saying, when you look at the events that we hold, first of all, Elite right now as a school is very much, it's so branded. Every news channel, when you look at NBS, NTV, and the rest, they all want to have us on their channel. And not only because of the marketing goals and the business, but also because people outside are so much interested in what goes on. That's why a student will release a video. As long as they have tagged Elite, it's going to trend. I don't know if you heard of the recent movie and the...
Yeah, sure. You have seen everything.
Yes, if you saw the movie, the sagas of some different students, it's not that those people did something too astonishing, but just because they had the name Elite High School. And so when you also look at the events, like I was saying, the events really putting our school on top, because we hold all our events, whatever we do, like I said, excellence is key. And so we always want to do things to the highest of standards that there is. And that is why we are actually having that kind of reputation that it's too expensive, others can't afford. That's just those are just people's ideas and mindsets that come from some of these things I've mentioned, but a few.
So, when it comes to repetition, don't you think that actually some students are left behind? Because, take an example from this recent planner that happened about your prom. Now, to the students that couldn't manage, because we saw it was ranked,
Yeah.
I think, number 1.
Yeah, we saw, people call it exaggerated.
Yeah, I understand.
You saw V8s,
Yeah.
G-Wagons,
Yes.
choppers,
Uh,
Escalades.
I think every type
You
of car
couldn't
was
leave
there.
Escalade out.
Yes, I couldn't, because it was also something that took us by surprise.
So this thing seems exaggerated. As people say, these are not my words. Don't you think children from humble backgrounds, I would say, because you've said it is affordable, so which means there are some people that are from average families. Don't you? How do they handle the pressure? Don't you think it affects their mental health in some sort of way to cope up with the pressure?
All right. Thank you so much for that input. That question really comes still from a place of perspective, because just take an example of life itself. We are all living on the same planet and we are all breathing the same oxygen, but different social backgrounds, different families, and different financial statuses, right? And you not tell me that because there are people in villages who are going through a lot, or even in town who are actually struggling, it will not prevent you from buying your V8 out of your hard work, right? It will not prevent you from owning your mansion, right?
They have had.
Yes, that means that Elite being a... Yes, I'm
No,
just
that's
being
right.
frank.
No, actually, you can repeat that.
All right, so what I'm
Yeah.
saying is we are all living on planet Earth.
We are
We are
breathing the
all,
same
let
air.
me even shrink it down. We are all in Africa. We are all in Uganda. We are
Yes.
all in Kampala.
Yes.
Okay?
Mm.
But us being in the same area, breathing the same oxygen,
Yeah, I'm
bathing
listening.
maybe the same water, though it's not the same to some people, still that does not make you live the same life as everyone when it comes to social background, your family, financial status. If you have worked hard, if you are from a family which is, let's say, well off, you can have your V8, you can have your Escalade as I ride my bicycle, and it is completely fine. People, what we learn at Elite or what they teach us is that everyone has their own life trajectory. We are all in different lanes, just like you see on the road. You don't come from your middle lane and go to the left unless there is space there. And so that shows that all what we are taught at Elite is that there is a time for everyone and everything. If I'm having my V8 now, it doesn't mean that you can't work hard in 5 years and own yours or even a better one. And so you cannot tell me that, yes, I'm actually being very, very frank.
You're being
It's the
frank.
reality. I'm being realistic to the highest level.
Mm.
And so,
I know they are listening.
yes, I hope you are our viewers. And so what I'm saying is,
And they are learning, perhaps.
True. I'm also learning from this. And as Elite, being a school which is affordable, it actually accommodates and it has students from all types of backgrounds. I want to repeat this, viewers. Elite has all type of financial, social, and life backgrounds. We have kids or students from humble backgrounds. We have students from middle class families and students from extremely wealthy families that I can't even mention because of their safety. And so when it comes to prom, now like this prom we held, we had some in V8, others in Mercedes, others in Escalades, others in Choppers. And that was fine because we believe and we understand what I've just actually explained. And so when you talk about the pressure, the mental health, this one will be something that you have self put on yourself. It is self inflicted. I don't know if I'm being understood. The mental pressure that comes is self-inflicted. It is not environmental.
When you say it's not environmental, I want us to take an example. If we fetched a student
Yes.
from any other school that maybe pays school fees of 800,000 per,
Yes.
per term, sorry,
Yeah.
would they surely fit in the environment of Elite High School?
And by the way, maybe something I can mention is that because of performance, we have a few. I'm not advertising our school as bursary centered, but we have we have a minimum number that is actually on bursary, And apart from bursary, we have students who don't pay fees at a go, of which our school is so supportive to parents, because our administration themselves are very understanding. They are parental. That is something that I've benefited from as a prefect and as a student. Our headmaster, dear Mr. Lawrence Onyango, and the rest, and his staff and team, they are very parental, and so you will pay in installments up to a limited time.
I
like
think
other
this is what the
schools.
public now must
Yes,
understand.
and I'm
because-
trying to stress this because students or maybe parents outside think at Elite you come with all the money. No.
I actually think the public out there thinks if they ask for 1.7, parents even pay 5 at Elite.
No. It isn't the case. Maybe, yes, actually, there are those who maybe would pay for 2 years, But what I'm saying is, like most schools have the structure, you can maybe pay up to visitation. Because at the end of the day, it is a business that needs to run. You do not expect all these services we give, which are world class, to run on charity or on zero funds, And so
Of
that
course.
means that we actually also need the fees to be in time so that
Yeah,
we plan
sure.
for the students well.
I think we forgot a crucial matter of which I think maybe the public should conceptualize.
Yeah.
We are seeing the standards of living amongst the students of Elite High School
Yes.
being a little more raised.
Yes.
And when you talk of elite,
Yes.
what is elite?
Elite as the school or elite as a word? I need a bit more of clarity. What do you want me to
Also,
expound upon?
elite as a word, because I think
Mm.
now people have to first know
Okay, yes.
what is behind.
And yes, so when you talk about elite in itself, elite could be actually defined in very different and several ways, but the best way that speaks to me because of the time I've spent at Elite, which has been an adventure, I could never take it back. Elite means excellence. When they say an elite driver, an elite sportsman, this is someone who has raised his standards beyond the society he's in. He has challenged himself to go beyond and above.
Somebody extraordinary.
Somebody extraordinary, if I would say. And so when you hear elite, just like elite high school, it means the school's lifestyle, the school's diets, the school's sport facilities, the school's education, academics, everything should be on top. And I am actually a witness that they have done beyond that, and they are still doing it, because we are a school which is a fast growing school. We have been in existence for about 7 years, and we are actually still having room for improvements. That's how much we want to be excellent. Despite what you see, there is still a long way to where we want to be as a school.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Still on the other point of the students that come from maybe average backgrounds.
Yes.
You defended your point in a way that it is upon an individual to
Yes.
handle their pressure, to
True.
deal with their pressure.
Surely
I hope I did not sound. I hope I did not sound a bit
You didn't sound.
inconsiderate.
Yeah, you didn't sound inconsiderate, of course, but
No, to us,
To us.
let us make this clear. To
Yes.
us, because
Out
now we
there.
are trying to think as
Yeah.
as elites.
Okay, maybe now let me.
to us you sounded okay, but maybe to the people out there,
Alright,
they could
okay.
have been hit in a certain way.
Actually, I've just remembered I was actually still talking about that, and I'm going to give my own example to shed light.
Okay, so
Yes.
you are saying the average students are also there,
Yes,
How-
very many.
but I'm still concerned. How do they handle the pressure? For example,
Alright.
you bring something to school, maybe let me say a suitcase. Someone has a suitcase of 1 million,
Yes.
and maybe your average you have a suitcase of 200,000. Let me say, and you don't you think they feel out of place and they feel like maybe they don't belong at elite?
Right, so I'm going to say two things. I'm going to talk about the nature of our students and the background. When I say background, I mean parents' upbringing. I believe it is the responsibility of parents to make sure us, their children, understand what I spoke about, that we are all driving different vehicles when it comes to life, the school of life, and everyone has a different timing. So if I come and I'm taught that, Patrick, as you go to this school, remember where you're from, and remember that you don't have to feel pressured, and no situation is permanent. Now when I go to that school, maybe the other trigger will be the students I find, because let's say I go to the school and I find students who make fun of me daily, who bully me, who
Because of
maybe
where you
or
come
because
from.
of where I come from, because of the shoes I'm putting on, the watch I have. But the nature of our students, of which is not coincidental, it comes with what we are taught. Our students are humble people. Our students are people who are so welcoming, people who are very mature emotionally. They have what we call emotional intelligence. And so whether you are from from let's say a humble background, middle class, they will make you feel like those things are not what matter here. What matters is your elite, your family, and feel at peace. We shall share what we have because we believe in generosity. And so I think the nature of our students eases that pressure, if I could say. Our students are very calm people, humble, generous, emotionally intelligent, and so you'll not feel that pressure. I myself am not from the wealthiest of families. I thank God that He has provided and kept me. And so, of course, I've met students who are extremely richer than I am. I've met students who are wealthy, and of course, some at my level and that. But I've not felt the pressure, and I've become head boy, meaning that elite gives opportunities to people from all backgrounds. Okay? And so I myself am a working testimony. I'm a witness that at elite, anyone can be anything. Anyone can achieve, either in leadership, in debate, which is public speaking, in academics, wherever you place yourself. We want and we encourage students to believe in their ability and to believe in their potential. Thank you.
You're making it look like students of elite
Yes.
come from a different planet.
True.
I want us to maybe break down these things to the
Yes.
public so that maybe they understand more.
Yes.
On an event where we are having a student from a humble background
Yes.
and maybe a student coming from a wealthier background.
Yes.
We look at them reporting at the beginning of the term, with one having completed the school fees,
Yes.
with another maybe on half or even maybe 10%.
Yes.
we are having
The minimum we accept is 70.
70,000. The minimum.
70%.
At the
Yes.
beginning of the term.
Yes.
Wow.
So school fees is 1.7.
70% I think will be maybe in 800 or 900 something.
Let me try to calculate.
Yes, you can
here.
actually calculate 1,190,000. Is it? You can just do 0.7 times 1.7. Yes.
Still the same. 1,100,000.
Yes. One. Yes.
Yeah.
1.1.
Yes.
1.1.
True.
1.19.
Yes.
Okay, fine.
The first installment.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
that's the
first
first
yes.
installment. Remember, we are trying to relate between a student coming from a humble
Yeah.
background and
Yes.
a student coming from a
Eh,
much more wealthy
yes.
background.
Yes.
Two, when it comes to the upkeep,
True.
we are looking at the student coming from a wealthier family.
Yes.
What could be the minimum?
All right. Let me see if I can trace back. You spoke about the fees when you have just reported and the upkeep. You want to know the minimum. So I think we have shared about the fees. We would actually need 70%, of which most schools also do, up to visitation, around visitation as you're starting, let's say, your midterm exams, right? I believe this is in most schools. So now you understand that with 1 million, that is actually, I don't know if there is still a school that pays 1 million at secondary level for a boarding. Maybe if it is not in Kampala.
No,
In the central region,
We
there are
have-
very few.
wait.
No.
And-
Wait, you don't expect any school in Kampala to be
No,
paying
what
1
I'm
million
saying,
for
what
a
I'm
boarding
saying
section.
is for an average, when I say average, I mean a school in Kampala. For average schools, for someone in secondary, I think maybe the least will be around 800, 700, right? As a boarding student.
Okay.
Around 7, right?
Okay.
And so you find that from 7 to 1 million, it is not a big miracle gap. It is 300,000 away. So they expect that you would actually be able to afford the 1 million. Then your parents will also find means with time as they work to get the remaining 700, right? And you spoke about upkeep. Still, I go back to different levels. Some will have 700,000 per week of upkeep, or even beyond.
Pardon?
At elite.
Pardon?
Yes, I mean
Do you know
what
that
I've
is
said.
that is some teacher's salary?
Yes, actually, not even
And
teachers,
an
some
engineer.
managers and human resource
700
people. Yes,
a
per
month,
week.
and someone is using
So
it a
per
week.
month, that will be around 2.8. Yes.
2.8.
How do you
People,
think
does the pressure increase? Or
the pressure is getting worse?
Oh, it increases.
Yes, actually, there are students who bring that. Some are friends, like I told you. Some are, being head boy exposed me to know more about people because as
there are many you
prefect,
interact with.
yes,
yeah,
not
I
only
feel you.
interact, but we have a counseling session. Sometimes as executive prefects, we give out to these younger ones. We handle some different cases, and so we actually get to have insights. And so, like I said, others can have pocket money of 50k per week or per month or per term, and it's fine. Now, what happens is
Can someone of 50k per month survive at elite?
very much you could actually survive with no money. This is what
At elite.
very much.
The public will judge if you're telling lies or
Now,
not.
yes, what I said, or what I actually said at the beginning is,
Mm.
with the standards we have, we do not charge apart from fees. Maybe in case you want to start getting involved beyond academics when it comes to clubs, when it comes to the standards we have and services we offer, let's say sports, the public speaking, the co-curricular activities, if I was to say, they are completely for free of charge. But then this comes with, if a student wanted to be in clubs, for example, we have Interact Club, Red Cross Club, we have the French Club, to mention but a few. Now, some of those clubs have membership, like in any other school. Some of these clubs have t-shirts, they have events. If you want to be in the basketball team, football, swimming, you would find they have, let's say, jerseys, because as you know, our sports are right now competing countrywide. Like our basketball team was, I think, 2023, had reached finals with Budo when it comes to the school nationals. And so that means that we actually need some things when it comes to jerseys, maybe some of the payments when it comes to membership, though the teams are free. When I say membership, mostly to clubs. So what you only need is food to survive and to study. Because the main focus, even at elite, is academics.
it's academics, but
Yes,
you,
no.
you can't
Yes,
thrive.
I
while-
understand.
while
What
you're
I
passing
mean is
through
when
oppression.
you're talking about upkeep, of course, you need maybe to buy something at break.
Mm.
Now, at Elite, our diet or our nutrition is actually recommended by World Health Organization. It's among the best. So you find that yes, I'm being
It
very
is
frank.
recommended by the World Health
Yes,
Organization.
yes, we
Wow.
follow the World Health Organization's recommendations when it comes to
Actually,
yes.
someone out there would love to know what is this menu that is recommended by World Health Organization.
Alright,
What is
so-
the menu of Elite
Yes,
High School?
as a science student, I know or I've
Mm.
come to learn that when we talk about a balanced diet, of which we have at Elite, we mean that the nutrients, they are around 7 to 12, should be included in meals, at least the meal of the day or meals per day. And this, of
I
course,
cannot
goes
stop
with
laughing.
it's okay. Yeah, our school is actually very extraordinary. It's the best. Now, when we talk about the nutrients in the meals, we should have calcium, vitamins B. We should have the proteins. We should have the iron. To mention but a few.
All
So,
that in one menu.
yes, it should be comprised in the menu. At least per day, students should have gone through those. Now, at Elite, which I did not see at some of the schools I've been, first of all, we have tea, morning tea and evening tea, and most of the times it's actually milk tea, okay? And most of the time still, you find they have put sugar. Just that's why we stopped sugar, because like I said, we are usually following the recommendations of World Health Organization and our science panel. And you find some students might suffer from different health complications whereby they would not want sugar. And so you find they
Different
don't put
people
sugar.
take
Yes.
different levels of sugar.
Yes, and some do not actually need sugar.
Yeah,
You
sure.
know, let's say someone who has diabetes, someone who has this and that. And so we stopped putting sugar. So you find there is milk and black tea available every morning and evening, I must insist. And this everything I'm saying right now was of my time. At Elite, every day they improve something. Now you might find they're taking, I don't know, yogurt maybe. It's just an example. It's just an example. No, I've just given an example. Yes,
Okay, we are
that's how
listening.
much they are improving. And so you find that if you have had milk or you have chosen black tea, now someone who has had milk and sugar, you have gotten calcium, carbohydrates. You do not need too much again.
Wow.
And so now, if you do not have money, you can take your tea and your sugar, of which are basic, at least for anybody. Someone has to take sugar, right? And so you find that someone who has his milk, tea, and sugar in the tea, they are okay to survive up to lunch. And you find that our lunch is sometimes served at 12:30 because we have huge numbers. And so at lunch in the week, what I can assure, we do not have what we call kaunga or posho. So you find we have rice on Monday, we have matoke, which are potatoes. You find we have Irish potato, then also the bananas. We have sometimes you find we have spaghetti, we have rice. So there is a variety, and so you find that of course with all these foods, then of course at night maybe twice a week, because posho also is needed for strong individuals. It has enough carbohydrates, and so you find it is one of the best sources of energy. And so you find, and all this, I'm not speaking blabberish, I'm speaking from a science background. I'm a BCM graduate. And so you find that with all that menu, you have at least had a balanced diet. So I insist that either you have come with enough upkeep or too much or none, then you can survive. Yes, you can.
Okay, let's leave the diet alone. But we are astonished, very astonished. to find
Especially
that-
when it comes to the menu.
to the menu.
Yes.
Find that
It's competing with
probably
one
now
of
they could be having yogurt for
Yes, and
breakfast.
you see, the more I talk about Elite, you'll understand why we are the most affordable in
Surely.
the region.
Yeah,
Surely.
surely.
Because with all these standards, you'll expect us to be at 3.2, 3.8.
Yeah, when I relate to the
Yes.
amount of money, he surely
Sometimes we
has
feed-
the guy has the
You will find we are feeding better than some international students. I can't mention for my safety.
leaving the meals alone. The audience has heard what the menu is,
Yes.
and they will give us the feedback.
They are still
Let-
digesting.
Yes, yes.
We are also still we are amused.
You're also
Yeah.
still dissolving it in.
But
because-
let's look at the activities transpiring in Elite High School, the co-curricular activities, the
Yes.
academics. What does Elite High School, as elite as it is, as sounding as it is, what does it prioritize? Because we see a lot of co-curricular activities transpiring
Yes.
in Elite. We see the events, which people term as exaggerated,
True.
in that the parliament was at one time concerned. We see the sports, and of late we are seeing the movie or is it
Yes, our latest movie, The Legend,
is
which
it a
was released.
series or is it
It's a movie.
it's a
It's a
movie?
movie.
So what does elite prioritize? Are they really concentrating on
understand.
academics or other things?
For that question, I think the public would also love to know our vision, our core values, and motto, mission, because these things will actually uh, envelop all of these things that we believe in. And our mission, I mean, our vision is that elite is a center of excellence that shapes exceptional individuals to make a defining difference in our world. And so that means, you know very well that for someone to make a difference, it's not only, it cannot only be academically based, or it can't only be about academics. This individual has to also be equipped with skills like social skills, maybe how to survive in a society, maybe sports, maybe music, because we know the world has become so demanding. And you find that that is the reason why we always have different activities to make sure that, as someone who has gone through elite, they come out when they can speak fluent English, they can compete academically, and that's why most of our students join the best universities in the country, Makerere, some even go abroad, and you find that that's the reason why you have all these activities, music, sports, all these, and which are also thriving at all their levels. When you talk about our mission, you find that we want to equip students to become financially savvy, analytically precise, socially functional, to actually make still a defining person in the world and for the glorification of God, because we put God first. Now, going back to our core values, the first of which I must emphasize is we put God first. That is not only as a core value. There are schools whereby you find values, but when you go to the school, these values are not followed. But at elite, when it comes to chapel, we do not compromise. Every student must attend, and there are actually consequences if you do not. Disciplinary measures. I myself, having been on the executive body of prefect, we made sure that these things are followed. But our students naturally love God, and so we do not struggle a lot. You find that our second is excellence, which I've mentioned before. We do everything to the best standards of the world, or even challenge ourselves. Because now, let me say this, like for prom, someone said this and I support. We are no longer competing with other schools. We compete with ourselves when it comes to prom, because we have moved out of other schools' lanes. And so that means that we do not only compete with the world, we compete with ourselves to be better and better. We look at persistence. At least we are persistent. We teach students that despite what you've gotten this term, you can improve those points. You can take 5 points to 10, to 15, and to 20. And we've seen that. I've seen that. We teach students that what you want in life, you must work hard for it. Persistence. We talk about innovativeness. At elite, we believe in, that's why there is even a sign. People were confused. There is actually, with elite, you will find around 3 signs. Elite High School in Tebe, you will find elite science and technology right on the left, and then at the extreme top you'll find elite stadium. And so you find that elite, we believe so much in science, technology, because these are the forefront of civilization and modern intrusion. And so you find that we actually invest a lot. You look at our laboratories, they are top world standards. You won't see any other labs of that sort. I hope you guys will come and visit soon. The elite is welcoming. When you look,
Sure.
yes.
As the Bridge Talk Show, we are yet to
Yes,
make a
yes.
tour. The
I
headmaster should be.
I know
be sure
our
that we will
dear headmaster
visit
will
soon.
actually consider this talk. And so you find that our labs are the best. Our science teachers, I must re-emphasize, we have examiners, we have state-of-the-art teachers who are teaching both science and art. But like I'm talking about innovativeness, I'm focusing on science. And so you find that we are actually equipping students to be able to learn skills of making soap, of robotics, which are not even in some schools. So even IT, we have Wi-Fi always available.
Now,
24/7.
Patrick, we acknowledge that all those facilities are
Yes.
there. But why is it that the co-curricular sounds
Oh, all right. More than maybe
Yeah,
yes. And so
than
like
the academics,
like I
than
started.
the-
Yes, I actually mentioned that Elite High School is not a school that has been there for 10 years, as we are aware. I think the name came in 2018. That's when you could hear Elite. So we've been around for 7 years, and for a 7-year school, we are actually competing with schools that have been in the existence for 50, 60 years. That's because we are the fastest growing school. And if you look at our academics, of which even just recently, the UCE 2024-2025 cohort, you find that our students have performed extremely well. We had 231 out of 231 people in results one, students in results one, of which, because even this results one has qualities, our students have A's, B's, of which I hope will be illustrated on this channel. We have students of A's, someone has like 7 A's, B's, and so really we are improving on the academics. And even before that, before when it was still on the old curriculum, we had first graders around 30, then second graders around 40 first graders and 30 second, no third, no fourth. So I think with this you understand that yes, we know we still have room for improvement, but our academics are not forgotten. Form 6, I mean UACE, we had people in 19, 20 points. And so why the co-curricular sounding more is because we just, as a school that has not been there for so long, and so you find that we are actually we are excelling right now, maybe at these other things, but also academics is a priority, it is first, and we are also pursuing it. And so the other value, like maybe the other last core value, is responsibility for self and others. We believe that as elites, we make sure that it's not only about you, you also look at your friend. But before you do something, is it something that will harm the other? Because we are a community, we are a family at elite. That's why most times you find we have games like teachers versus students. Elite fosters a student, and I mean elite fosters so much a loving environment, and so for that, responsibility for self and others is so much emphasized. So academics are there, we are waiting for our form 6 results, and for those waiting for the chopper guy, I want to assure you he's going to excel just like the rest of us, just like myself,
We'll
by
have
God's
him here
grace.
on the show.
Yes,
God
yes.
willing.
Amen,
So that,
amen. I can't wait.
He tells us where he gets the money,
Yes,
or what
yes.
government he works in. So this is a very interesting topic, and very many people that had questions about elite high school. I am sure most of your questions have been answered. This is the Bridge Talk Show where stories meet, and we are very grateful to have you always tuned in onto the show. Don't forget to go to our YouTube channel and hit the subscription button, and also hit the notification button so that you're notified whenever we have an episode uploaded. Don't forget to also check our Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and follow, like, and share and comment.
So, Patrick, what do you have to tell the students that are out there and actually they have a mentality that they can't make it to elite high school because, one, they fear that the tuition is very high, 2, they think that the standards of living are very high, 3, they feel like they will be oppressed, they feel like they can't fit in the environment of elite high school? What's your message to them?
To our dear viewers, parents of students and students themselves, especially those from P7 VAC, I congratulate you for finishing your primary. For those who had finished their UCE journey, their O-level, congratulations. I hope you did well. For those who didn't, you can still do it. Don't give up. And I really encourage you to come and join Elite High School in Tebe for so many different reasons. But to answer the 3 that you've highlighted, I want you to know that at Elite High School, tuition is very affordable. And maybe let me say that being in Uganda, in Africa, and in the world, there's a lot of misconception. There's a lot of wrong channels you are plugged in that are feeding you the wrong information. Plug into the right channels to know the right thing, and that will actually give you more mental peace. Because if you could just go to our website, elitehighschool.com, or visit our X pages, our Instagram pages, and our WhatsApp channels, but I insist this should be official, because as you know, there are very many other channels that are actually trying to maybe infiltrate our news, and so there are those fake channels. Plug into the right elite channels, the right info, and you will understand that elite has the best tuition, affordable rates. You'll understand that at elite we accommodate students of all backgrounds, all religions. All we ask is that when you come, you change your mentality to the excellent mentality I've spoken about. I also want you to know, as a former student of elite, that at elite you will find the best conducive environment for both sciences and arts. You will become an all-round student like our vision entices, so that as you come out of the school, you're able to compete on the world standards. Elite will enable you to achieve your dreams. You saw the movie, people are becoming actors, people have become sportsmen, people are becoming academically giants, people are becoming innovators. So please join Elite High School for the best of your A level, O level, and high school adventure. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Patrick.
Glad
We
to be
are
here.
really humbled as the Bridge Talk Show to have you on board,
It's my pleasure.
and you being a representative as well as the former head boy of Elite High School.
Yes.
Much has been going on the media.
Yeah.
Students, parents, and the other people have taken misconception about Elite High School. But I
Yes.
believe from now and onwards, people have been enlightened. They have been elucidated on what exactly takes place at Elite High School. And I want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
It's my pleasure. You are welcome. And I hope I've actually done my best to bring the right picture. I would want to actually send a shout out to the people who have supported me best, especially in my journey of high school. That is, of course, my mother. Uh, she's Nelly. Mom, thank you so much. My siblings, Fabrice, Fanny, Eric, and Dashanse. Then also Watoto Church actually has been so supportive, which is my local church. And to Andrew, who is the former HP, my brother, and Elite Administration, Papa Mr. Onyango Lawrence, the staff, and everyone else at Elite, the students. They have actually helped me to become who I am today. And for Bridge Talk Show, it has been a pleasure. Thank you for hosting me. And I hope that you are going to subscribe to this channel. You are going to turn on the notification so that you can always receive an update when a new episode is posted. Tune in so that you can be mentally restored and keep on to the right information and grow as a person. Yeah, thank you so much for having me.